think differently than other people. We kind of know that. And I've asked some people, I said, I want you to just listen to this, and then the first thing you think of, say it. And I say, nerve. And you know what some people have said? They say, nerve. And I say, nerve? Why nerve? And they say, well, I'm in biology. We're studying the nervous system. I close my eyes and I can see nerves, and that's just the way their brain goes. Other people say, I wouldn't think of that at all. I would think of Nerf ball, nerd, you know, whatever. So whatever you use, whatever works for you is good. Well, there are all kinds of pictures that you could create for somebody to be a nerd, and whatever you came up with, you try to play around with the sounds and all that, you come up with something strange around the face, and then if you see it in a clear way, then the next time you see the person, you'll remember. Now, I want to tell you a couple more things, and we'll finish up with this. Did the sign-in sheet make it all the way around? Okay, you can just, it's okay, I'll go ahead and get it afterward, but nobody missed that? Okay, good. What I want to tell you is this, let you in on a little secret. I always tell my students this. Every semester, the first day of class, I say something, and as soon as I say it, I think, why did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. And that is, I tell all my students, I'm going to learn all your names in the first couple weeks of the semester. And this semester, I have 160 students, or at least had the 160 at the start. That's a lot of names, okay, especially for an old brain. Well, I learned them all. I know them all. And that makes me look like I'm some kind of memory genius. How could you remember that many names? It's a trick, okay, that makes me look better than I really am. Just like everything that I've shown you today, starting with those math tricks. So I learned some of my students' names by just looking at them and looking at the name, and it kind of clicks. Other people, I can't remember their name. For some reason, it just won't get in there. Whenever that happens, I use this method and create these weird pictures around their brain, around their head, and then when I see them the next few times, I see those pictures, I remember their name, and then after a little while, those pictures disappear. They're like a crutch, you know, that you need for a little while, and then once you know the name, you don't even need it anymore, and they go away. The fact that I'm able to remember 160 names is even amazing to me, because I can barely remember where I left my keys or whatever else, but I can remember that because I use this trick all the time. And if you've learned this and you kind of get the idea of it, what a lot of people tell me is, I understand what that says, but I could never do that. And I say, why? And they say, I just don't have a good imagination. And I always say, yes, you do. You just have to learn how to apply it for this. So this is the last thing that I'm going to leave you with, and this is just a little mental exercise for you to do even as you leave here. I know that you know your name. If you don't, we're in trouble, okay? But if you met someone and you wanted to teach them how to remember your name this way, you would have to create picture for your first name and last name. So the question is, what does your first name sound like, rhyme with? How about your last name? Think about that, and some people find it very easy because their name sounds just like something or whatever. Other people say, wow, my name doesn't sound like anything. But if you think about it long enough, you can figure it out. Think about a friend of yours. You already know their name, but think about their name. How would I create pictures? And once you start doing that with a few more people, it starts getting easier. And I can do this pretty well just because I've done it for a long time. So it's like any skill that you develop as you go. Okay, so just give it a try. It's kind of a fun thing to do as well.